A book bowl battle unfolding in Cobb County tonight. What district leaders hoped would be a new chapter, now leading some teachers to fear for their jobs. You'll recall the elementary school teacher recently fired after reading a book that had themes of gender identities to her class. This is her. Then 2 books with content this district deemed to be inappropriate for kids were removed from the library shelves altogether. Now another event has educators scrambling to try and interpret the law again. This so-called book bowl was supposed to be a fun event, but as Atlanta News First Yasmina Alston explains, it's turning into a battle between district volunteers in the district.
Cobb County media specialists and teachers for the Helen Ruffin Reading Bowl say they're afraid of getting in trouble because of the banned book controversy in the district.
Everybody comes together for local contests, district contests, state contests. And it's a celebration of reading, and it's a celebration of teaching kids how to learn to love reading.
That's how Jeff Hubbard describes the Helen Ruffin Reading Bowl. He calls it the Super Bowl of reading in Georgia. But an email from the Reading Bowl co-chair in Cobb County says they'll be unable to offer a Reading Bowl competition this year, quote, out of abundance of caution and in light of recent events. You'll remember a Cobb elementary school teacher was fired after reading a book with themes of gender identities to her class. Then 2 books were removed from schools after being deemed inappropriate by the district.
You have teachers and media specialists who are now very concerned, particularly here in Cobb County, because now that objections have been raised to several books, and there were books on this year's list that could be considered controversial, they just said, for our careers, we're going to hold off right now.
Hubbard is a president of the Cobb County Association of Educators. He calls the cancellation of the Reading Bowl unfortunate, yet understandable, and adds that the media specialist and teacher coaches involved are volunteers. Last week, a Cobb County School District spokesperson told Atlanta News First the email claiming students wouldn't participate in the Reading Bowl was inaccurate. In a statement, the district says the specifics of the email are being investigated. Yasmina Alston, Atlanta News First.